Om Shanti to everybody. Adjusting to unfamiliar situations, demands, and changing of roles. Seeing change as an opportunity and being receptive to new ideas. Embracing changes gives you the guts to do more. And the next time, even easier and easier. While change can be challenging, the fear, until the fear is removed. To talk about this, let's invite Daksha Didi. Welcome back, Daksha Didi.
Thank you, and good morning, Om Shanti to everyone. Lovely to meet some of the very known faces. And it's good to see that, the group's taking various themes to understand Sunday mornings, finding this time. So congratulations. Yeah, so our theme this morning is about embracing change. As you see in the world today, that if there is anything that is permanent, it is change. And often these changes are not something that you want, not something that you even imagined. We can see the condition of the world out there today. And you can all hear me okay? Sorry. Yeah. You can see the conditions of the world out there, and it is very pathetic sometimes to watch, to see, to hear. And you think, what is happening? And in situations like that, one can lose hope. And when one loses hope amidst the change that they are facing, what happens is that they actually inflict more pain. And this is why it is so important to understand, and as was already shared, that when we see the change as an opportunity, as a stepping stone, and okay, we may have been surrounded by situations which we often see as our destiny, and we think we have no choice. But within that situation that we are surrounded by, and say maybe certainly, like, people have to move from one country to another country, from one setup to another setup, and they have to find ways to, just earn their livelihood or, get integrated in the community. So these are some of the major changes that we see. And every day we hear something or the other. Either there's an earthquake, or there's a landslide, or there is one thing or the other. And masses are being affected. And the sorrow that the soul holds on actually then increases the pain and the difficulties. And this is why when there is a change, so whether it's a change that one of our close relatives have left, or we've lost our jobs, or we've retired, or something major like being in a world war kind of thing, as we can see that there's all of that on the cards. It's not being named, but we are seeing all of that. So how does one overcome that? And what is most frightening is the uncertainty. And because of the uncertainty, the fear that comes in. And so how does one prepare oneself for any changes that we're likely to face? And one of the spiritual ways that we like to underline, or a few of the spiritual ways we like to underline this morning, is one of the things is to really focus on understanding myself as a being of light. When I see myself as a being of light, then what happens is that whatever is happening externally is a lot to do with this physical appearance, the physical body. But I, the soul, can stay intact. I, the soul, can stay very strong. I, the soul, can stay very powerful. And one other thing to keep in mind is that as long as I am having positive thoughts, as long as we are having good wishes for everything, then what happens is that we tend to make sure that our karma is also very positive. And when their karma is very positive, then there's not much fear, because we can rest assured that if I've done something good, then only good can happen to me, even in the situation that are not seemingly good. And as time passes, then we often can see that those situations which we thought it was very hard for us to accept or hard for us to go through was blessing in disguise. Because it's, the realities of life often shapes our personality. But again, it depends on us. How do we shape our personalities? How do we shape our perspectives? Some people find it in the hard situations, they become more negative, they become more angry, they become more lost, goes into depression, and so on and so forth, or even into violence. And then it leads to world violence. And some would take this opportunity to really understand that what is it that has gone wrong? What is it that I have not paid attention, and how can I correct it? So it's not about feeling guilty that, okay, my karma was this, that, or the other, and this is why this happened. But now on, let me take the responsibility. In this morning, our study class, one of the words that was underlined, I say it in Hindi first, the word shuk. So Shubh Chintan, Shubh Chintak, Shubh Bhavna, Shubh Kamna. So this word Shubh is auspicious, powerful, positive, is what we have to focus on. As I can see many of you joining in from Gujarati background, and one of the terms that we hear all the time is Shubh Labh. Yeah, Shubh as in something auspicious, and Labh as in something profitable, something beneficial. So often, what we're looking for is the Labh. We want something externally good to happen, or our relationships to improve, or this, that, and other to be fixed. But, we don't say Labh Shubh, we say Shubh Labh. So we have to do the Shubh first, the auspicious thing first, the kind things first, the things that will be bringing benefit to others. And then, think about the return. And in fact, the less we think about the return, the more the return comes to us. So talking about the change, because change is inevitable, and change, in fact, is beneficial. And, say sometimes, like you feel, how could something like, say, a brother or sister grew up in one family, or two brothers or two sisters, or how many siblings, and suddenly it's now time for their parents to pass away, or their parents are getting elderly, and there's all this conflict as to who's going to keep them, etc., etc., who gets the money, various things. And you think, this is the very brother and sister that I grew up with, that I loved so much, and they are thinking like that. So what is the benefit when we see situations like that? The benefit is that if it was true love, then this would not have happened. So there must have been attachment, and that attachment is breaking when we see situations like that. And that's what I'm trying to say, is change is inevitable. Change is beneficial. Some changes, we're not ready to accept, or we're not prepared for it, but then it's time to prepare. Like I've been seeing that government is saying that make sure that you have some stock, because there'll be emergencies happening anytime. And if you, at least you should have some basic things to stay at home for a few days. But this is something that on a spiritual level, people have been talking about for a long, long time. And it's not just 3-4 days that we should have our supplies, but few months. But more than the physical supplies, it's good to have that. Imagine if we didn't have any water. Imagine if we didn't have this, that, or the other, and we had to go through for 2 weeks. Things would be difficult. But more than that is to prepare ourselves in terms of the spiritual strength. What am I doing on a daily basis? To see that I'm prepared to face the situations. If I'm not prepared, then who's going to be suffering the most? And this is why on a daily basis, through our meditation, through our prayers, whatever method that I'm, familiar with or resonate with, I need to make sure that I'm empowering the soul. I'm empowering that being of light. Because when the soul is empowered, doesn't matter if the body is not so fit or not in a pleasant situation, we can still go across. We hear so many stories. Like, for instance, many of you must have come from Africa initially in 70s, and the difficulties that you may have had to go through. When you look back and you think, wow, that was magical, that was miraculous, that was you were so strong to be able to face that. And now things are easier. Life is much easier. But see, it's like when we are facing a situation, if I remember that this will pass too, because change is inevitable. So there's day, but day is not going to stay for all the time. There will be night. When there's night, there will be a day. Similarly, bad times, good times will come in cycle. You know, there's this beautiful song, old song, Sukh Dukh, Dono hai jahan, Jeevan hai ye gaon, kabhi dhoop to kabhi chham. So in our life, we have to see the sorrow, we have to see happiness. This is two sides of the coins. And within all situations, the choice that it has to be mine, that I stay content, I stay happy. And then, even if I'm facing difficult situations, I'll be able to face them. And somebody mentioned something about illness in the chat box. Yes, I agree that sometimes it's so hard. But recently, in the last 3-4 years, I've seen so many of our regular members that practicing meditation, some young age, some elderly age, have gone through, and each of their awareness at the time of their leaving the body may be so frail, body, they've gone through fractures or whatever reason, there have been accidents or just some illnesses caught them, but the soul was shining. The soul was so powerful. And in fact, the more I stay in self-respect, the more I'm aware that I'm here to share. Even in the illnesses, we're able to serve. You know, this is what we saw when these souls, and certainly our very senior sisters and brothers, when they were going through illness before they left the bodies, it wasn't that we were going to, cheer them up, or we were going to help them. Maybe physically, yes, but it was like their presence, their awareness was helping us. Okay, so I'll pause here and I'll take you through meditation, guided meditation. I'll share a few thoughts, and like always, just follow the thoughts, the words that I'm sharing. You don't need to speak it out loud, but just try and experience. And then towards the end, we'll have a few moments for question and answers. So I sit back relaxed, either cross-legged or feet on the ground. If you're holding anything, just put it on the side for now. Sitting with alertness, but very relaxed. I breathe in deeply but gently, and I breathe out. I take my thoughts within. I see myself as a being of light, the shining star, the soul, the Atma. I remind myself that I'm eternal being, imperishable, indestructible, Ajar, Amar, Avinashi, मैं Atma. And my innate qualities are that are very, very positive. I am a positive being. I am a powerful being. I am a soul that has a lot of contentment and gratitude towards life, towards others, and especially towards God, Paramatma, Bhagwan. And now through my thoughts, I travel in a subtle Viman, a plane,
Non lo so. No, no.
to this world that is beyond this world of action and sound. To the region of light, the supreme abode, Paramdham, world of light, and where my true parent, my guide, my friend, my protector, the Supreme Soul, Supreme Being resides. And as I come in the presence of that Supreme Light, the Supreme Being, I feel empowered. I sense peace. I sense the unconditional love. All the hurt and the sorrow, the difficulties, melting away, disappearing. And I feel full, complete, ready to face any challenges. Because I have the confidence that I am an eternal being, a child of God. And God's holding my hands, guiding me to the right path. I also have the confidence that as God's guiding me to perform good karma, I have pure feelings and good wishes for everyone and everything. That I'm certain that my future is bright. Even though it may not seem like that, I have the assurance with God being by my side, nothing but the best can happen to me. Nothing but the best can happen to me. God's presence and wisdom allows me to hold on to this awareness that just like the seasons of the nature, sometimes the weather is cold, sometimes damp, sometimes sunny and nice. And as the weatherman or woman shares the predictions of the weather and we are prepared, God's wisdom allows me to be prepared for any challenging situations. That I'm likely to witness or face. God's wisdom and unconditional love allows me to let go of any attachments, either to person or a place or a thing, possession, position, and even my own thinking of what is right and what is wrong, of what is fair and what is unfair. I'm able to rise and go beyond. I find myself in the realm of God's protection, where there's just happiness, where there's just good karma, where there's just good feelings in every thought that I create. It's based on this awareness that I am this being of light, an eternal being, a child of God. And like the Supreme, My purpose of life is to share, is to bestow, is to give. So even in the hardest circumstances that I may be finding myself into, I look for ways where I can share. I look for ways where I can give. Now, being totally full, the presence of the Supreme, I gently and slowly bring back my attention, coming down to this realm of sound and action. To this room, being aware, being in this body, this awareness that I am God's child. I am powerful. The purpose of my life is to share unconditionally. And I feel free. I feel empowered. I feel I'm ready to face any challenges. So now I'll open to you to ask any questions or comments.
That guided meditation was wonderful. Very, very peaceful.
Very nice.
Taken us to another level.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for guiding us to the journey with our soul to where
Yeah.
we have to go to. You just put us in the right place. Thank you.
So you know, whenever you sit down for meditation, just take your thoughts to that supreme region, the supreme abode. But there's nothing but safety, but there's nothing but peace and purity. So in the world down here, there is a lot of changes. But that world is world of total silence, total purity. When we take power being there in presence of God, and then yes, we are an actor, so we can't stay at home all the time. We have to be on the action field, karma bhumi, Kurukshetra, as we say, the world of action, or the action field. But then we have taken this strength, so we are guided in the right method, and so we are on the right path then.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you. It was wonderful, Batsaben. Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Panna.
Thank you, Panna.
Any questions?
Having had this Brahma Kumari knowledge on being a positive attitude towards change makes a lot of difference.
Does.
Change, as you said, change is inevitable. It's happening every day, but having positive attitude towards that makes a personal life very. I personally, I'm going through a lot of change recently. Mother-in-law who was 97, she's just left this world.
Oh,
I'm moving out from the present house and joining in with my daughter. So there is a lot of changes going on. But I'm, with your knowledge, this is helping me so much.
Because see, in order to face changes, let's give an example of, a rubber band. The more flexible the rubber band is, it doesn't break, though you can pull this way or that way. So what is necessary in terms of the virtues and the qualities we can focus is flexibility, to be able to be ready to adapt change, and also the resilience. And that resilience comes the more I connect on a regular basis, on a daily basis with the Supreme. So when there is flexibility, it doesn't mean I'll, let go of my self-respect, that I just have to do everything as others tell me. But the reality is that, okay, my body can only do so much. So if somebody else is helping and we have to accommodate certain things, that's fine. Like even when we went through COVID, a lot of these, how many of us really did we know about Zoom or meetups or whatever in terms of before COVID as much? But we've adopted this change, isn't it?
We did,
I mean,
yes.
obviously, it would be lovely for us to all be in a physical environment together, but it would be impractical because we people from different places cannot travel as much, or whatever may be the reasons. But am I sincerely then using these techniques or these methods? That we have to check. Like some people, they switch on Zoom meetings so often, but they carry on doing whatever they want to do as well.
It's change our habit. It's change our habit of how we appreciate life. And also with being COVID, for my experience, I start now appreciating nature. Every flower, every plant that grows a new leaf means life, and which I didn't have time for before. I never gave a thought to it. So such a positive effect that has given us all, I think. COVID did change our lives.
Yes.
Any other comments, questions?
Like I was saying to all my sessions, please have your videos on. The reason being is we can interact with the speaker. We can see Didi and she can see us.
Yep.
And there is more vibes passing to each other.
Yes.
Yesterday I had Reiki class. I mean, not me, but I was running a Reiki class. Only one student had the window open. And I'm saying, when you went to school, did you put a mask on your face and saw the teacher? I tell you, it's very embarrassing for the speaker to see black screen.
I agree there.
It's not nice. It's not
I
nice.
think it'll encourage the speaker if you also respond.
It would, yes. It does encourage the speaker as well. And as soon as I mentioned that, they started apologizing. You are right. They automatically switched on. There's only 16 students learning Reiki, and I'm thinking, how can you learn if the teacher can't see you and you are behind the black screen? You might be doing something else, and it's not right. But I like to mention this to each and every session. Please have your videos on so we can interact. Daksha Didi knows right from the beginning we've been saying, please have your videos on. And this is the reason. we feel the vibes to each other. And this is when we drown ourselves into the vibes itself.
But we must understand that some people haven't got the background or the surrounding where they can have the video on and everybody, children rushing around or whatever is happening. So that is maybe another reason why they don't do it.
It's
But they
true.
are there with the thought. So,
Yeah.
at least maybe that there's a bit of positivity. But I think you making aware the others, try, it would be nice. I think they might try, like I did today, I had to find a space, but then I couldn't have the video on all the time, but now I could. So just to make you aware as well, the other side, yeah.
Yeah, that is very true. But then all we need is a wall, but nobody's interested what's behind you.
No,
Nobody.
yeah, that's true. No, but it's
Yeah.
disturbance maybe for the others.
But
Yeah.
Kumud, when there's a way to do it,
Yeah.
somebody can help you to blur your background.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I'm aware of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but not everybody is maybe. But I
So
could
then-
do it. Yeah. Yeah.
If you blur the background or you have
Yeah.
another
I
background,
will.
so
Yeah.
children could be running around as long as
Yeah.
you're mute, then we don't hear the noises.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we feel
Yeah.
there is attention, because I do
Yeah.
believe that the more, if there's a feeling like classroom, then there is interaction.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
you kind of
Okay.
talking
Yeah,
to a
that's
blank
true.
screen,
Yeah.
and it doesn't
Yeah.
help.
So maybe this is what we also want to pass on to the others who are taking part and are not able. So yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, you know what I think that it's gone out of my mind what I was about to say.
Anyway, let's
Yeah,
focus
but
on
the
the theme.
background,
Yeah,
just
let's
change the
focus on
background.
the
Yeah.
theme.
Yeah.
So any other comments or questions regarding change? Miss Mirabel, do you want to share something?
No.
No, I think about the change. There is a thought in my mind, like I haven't got pain today. When pain comes, how do I handle it? So these are the thoughts that come. I am not hungry today. I have food. When I don't have food, I'm hungry. How will that affect me? And I'm preparing for those situations. And if there's something you can guide us to for that would be quite good to hear.
So obviously physically there are various things that you can look up. And there's various companies who provide food, in terms of like little biscuits or whatever, that even if you didn't have water, whatever, you could just survive on those biscuits. There's various things. So I'm not going to be talking about that, not my expertise either. But in terms of the spiritual preparation, the more I see myself as a being of light, then as I said in the meditation we done, that we are an eternal being. We are, being that is imperishable, indestructible. So that main fear that we go through is the fear of losing a life. But if I understand that Atma is a Vinashi, Atma is Ajar, it's imperishable, it's indestructible, then that gives me a lot of strength. The other strength comes through God being by my side. And in terms of our physical illnesses, I don't think we have to be physically old to go through illnesses. So many young ones are suffering as well, and physical challenges, and amazing when we hear their stories. I said, because often they look so fit and fine, but they're not. So one is the physical pain, but the other is the sorrow that I take from the pain. Yeah. So physical pain, I don't think we can say eliminate, but the sorrow that we take through the physical pain, or our immobility, or the change we have to bring in our lifestyle, like sometimes when you say somebody has a frozen shoulder, then you realize how much have you been using this arm, but have you actually ever stopped to thank your body, and
you're aware of you had a shoulder.
Yeah, That's, the same thing when you have knee pains or hip pain or whatever pain. It's just that, we have to also thank our body for the task that it's allowing us to perform. We take our bodies for granted. And again, just like in our meditation, we thank God, we thank others, we thank the nature, but we also have to thank this nature, the body, that is making you able to perform the part that you're given on this world staged drama, the drama stage of this world. And you're able to perform this part beautifully. If without this body, how would you do it? So though in meditation, our awareness and focus is on the mind, on the soul, but it's not to say the body doesn't matter. It does matter. Yeah. So it's like a car, it's like a tool, and we have to keep it in order to whatever extent we possible, but not to be worried about it. It's when we worry that, okay, if tomorrow I will not be able to get up from my bed, and who is going to do things for me? So it's the worry that brings more illnesses. It's the sorrow we take from the illnesses or any mishaps is that brings us down. And this is why we have to be strong. We have to be flexible. We have to just see positivity in any given situations.
Yeah, when you said, our body, a car, when you think of the age now being 77, you think, which car would do that? 77 years.
Yes.
How many parts will last? And think, look at my fingers, my nails, they're still there. So every now and again, I do feel, what a wonderful machinery.
Yes, and it's true, like somebody's saying, light exercises makes a difference. I agree, and a precaution better than cure. So if I, instill all of these habits in my daily routine, and a good diet, good awareness, a bit of exercise, and spending time doing hobbies that I enjoy, being with my friends, socializing, whatever is necessary. In every situation, every circumstances, there will be different opportunities that we will be given. So yes, we have to make sure that there is a balance of all of that too.
Lovely, very nice talk. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, as I was saying also in the beginning, that it does get easier while changes take over, and it is challenging. The fear is removed from our body, and the anticipation of greater opportunities and advancement comes into your views. Your confidence builds up as well, and regularly embrace changes, gain confidence, and meet small goals, what we're anticipating in the long run.
Yeah, so as most of you are familiar with this awareness of cycle of time, like we say, call it the Kal Chakra. When we understand that we are in the toughest times, we are in the hardest period of the cycle, which is Kali Yuga, the age of darkness, the age of illusion, the age of mortality, then it's just like the weatherman telling us that it's going to snow, you're prepared, that you don't go out in your shorts, or you don't go out wearing your slippers. You will have the adequate footwear, then you'll have the adequate clothing to be able to go out. So if I understand with God's wisdom that this is the end of the cycle, and it's like, when in the days we used to listen to the tapes, the cassettes, when we used to forward or rewind, it would be zoom, 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 zoom. So there's like 100 different things coming at one time to challenge us. So, but to be aware, it's just like God, just like the weather person is telling us that these things will happen. So I'm not surprised. I am prepared for it. I'm aware. And then I dress accordingly, adequately, to be able to interact. And here the dressing is in our awareness, there is acceptance. In our awareness, there is readiness to face challenges. Then things are so easy. Okay.
Once again, thank you very much, Daksha Didi, for coming today.
you.
And
Thank you
also,
very much.
You're welcome.
also Pragna Didi, તમારા માતાજીના આત્માને શાંતિ મળે આપણે એવી આશા અને પ્રાર્થના કરીએ છીએ અને everybody have a lovely lovely long weekend. I know the sun is not shining, but it will shine, and take care.
Okay.
Look
Thank
after
you.
Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Okay.
Thank you.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Can we just finish with a few moments of silence?
Yes, please.
Lots and lots of good wishes and peace for your mom and everybody else who's going through a turmoil, test papers, and some of your relatives must have also left in recent times. Let's just send them God's vibrations of peace, love, and light. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti to
Thank you.
everybody.
Says,
Shanti, everybody.
forgetting-
Thank you.
Not forgetting, we have got Hatha Yoga at 10:30 this morning. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
bye.
Bye.